Hi there, my name is Jo. Thanks for joining me today. This is my channel, Creative Empowerment, and we are here with a pick a card reading. This pick a card reading is all about abundance. Now, most of the readings have focused on finances and career, so just putting that out there to you. When you know which pile you've been drawn to, you can jump ahead to that reading. I'm so glad that you're here with me today, and I wanted to share some exciting things that are happening at my channel. If you're a new person to my channel, I make pick a card readings. I make things about oracle cards and how to use them. I am starting to make videos all about spreads, different types of spreads, because I love working with cards. It's such a passion of mine. But I'm also going to bring in another passion of mine. I'm an art teacher, so I want to bring in some art into my channel. But it's not the type of art where you do make something and then worry about what it looks like. It is about using art play, playing, being like children, enjoying things, having, a good feeling. I want to set a space up so that people can feel creative. And that's why I made my business, Creative Empowerment, empowering people to be creative. I am challenging myself. I'm going to do a live video each Tuesday morning at 9:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. And if you are guided, please come and join me. We'll do a meditation to begin with, and then I'll have a topic that we're going to explore that day. It's going to be a fly by the seat of my pants type thing, which is very much not me. If you're up for a little bit of chaos, please come and join me on a Tuesday morning. And if not, you can always watch it afterwards and play along then. But it's very much about play, and it's really what I feel like I'm being called to do, because I want to share more of my joy with being here with you on my channel. But I wanted to share with you the new and exciting things that are coming up at my channel. If you're new to pick a card readings, what we do is have a look at the 3 piles and see which pile is drawing us. Use your third eye and your intuition, and not your favorite number. If you want to know more about how to pick the right card every time for a pick a card reading, I will link in the description box below a video that I've made all about that. But for today, use your third eye and your intuition and find out which one is calling you. So it might be that you're drawn to the beautiful rainbow obsidian in pile 1, pile 2 with the dotty rock, pile 3 with the black tourmaline. When you've decided which pile is yours from your intuitive self, please find the timestamps in the description box below. Thanks for being here so much. I love interacting with people via my YouTube channel. It's something that really helps me feel expansive, and I feel like I grow so much doing this. So thank you so much for being here. I will see you in your reading. Hi pile 1, if you chose the rainbow obsidian, this is your reading today. And so rainbow obsidians are volcanic. They're quick moving energy because they've come from that explosion, and they're very hard too. So let's have a look at what's coming up for you. We're going to put your oracle cards to the side, and we're going to get some messages from the tarot first about abundance in your life. And let's open it up to spirit, not asking for any specific messages. We're opening it up. We're going to take all of those. Yes. Okay. Really interesting cards, pile 1. Really, really interesting. So we have the moon. The moon can talk about illusions. It can talk about things being illuminated that you may or may not know that they're there. This also can talk about you wanting to sort of lock your shadow side up and not let other people see it. And in terms of your finances, this feels like you may have had some, in the past, that you may have made some decisions that you're really judging yourself on. Feels like you don't want to acknowledge some of the decisions you've made in the past that are referring to finances and abundance and the way you've managed them. So there's a lot of guilt is the word that I'm getting. So a lot of guilt here. And that card is an 18. So the moon is an 18, which for me is a 9. It's about completions and endings. Next, we have the Six of Pentacles in the reverse card. Now, this card, I love this card. It's in the reverse for you, so it's not in the best position, but it's talking about a rebalancing. It talks about, like, in this card we see the crows eating. So they're eating fish, and fish symbolize, food for a crow. And there is the spirit crow bringing, or another crow, I'm calling it a spirit crow, bringing more abundance, more fish to rebalance those scales. However, yours is in the reverse. So again, I feel like there's a lot of guilt around finances. You may actually make more money than you feel like what you do it's worth. Does that make sense? I hope so. It feels like, because I'm now looking at these other cards to give me more information, but it feels like you're very successful at what you do. But I do feel that there is guilt here around finances and about abundance. There is a certain hierarchy when it comes to, paying your dues and then getting success in a lot of jobs. It doesn't always happen. And I am talking about work here. It does feel like work. Could be your own business. I don't feel so. I feel like this is you working for somebody else, because we have someone in authority. It feels like someone in authority who is giving you access to abundance. So that's the message I'm getting here. But there is a lot of guilt, and maybe it is that whoever your boss is, or whoever is this person that I'm seeing over you, who's a decision maker above you, that you have been doing some things that aren't necessarily how the business that you work for normally operates. It could be, so there's a couple of different things that are coming to me here. One is that you are perhaps giving some part of, so whatever your company does, perhaps you're giving away some things to other people who you feel like might need it. It's like you're rebalancing the scales. You're choosing who needs things and who doesn't. But I don't know that your boss or that this person of authority above you knows that this is happening. That's for some of you. For others of you, I feel like you might be slacking off around work, or not doing as much work as you need to do, and perhaps doing as little as you can to get away with it. And it feels like you're very guilty about that. And there is a third one here too, and that is that some of you don't like what it is that you do. So it feels like some of you might be in a role of finances, and perhaps you've had to make some decisions that don't actually agree with you. They don't feel like they are, and this actually this may not just be finances. This could actually be other roles where you're having to make decisions that don't feel like they are gelling with you. They feel like they're not right. Normally the Six of Wands talks about you and success, and I am feeling that you are successful when it comes to abundance. I feel like whether you're at the top of whatever you're going to do, or whether you're moving fast through the ranks, I feel like there's this element there. And I feel that there might be others around you who feel like you don't. Perhaps that's another aspect of this, that you don't do enough work to get where you're going. I'll put that aside because that's other people's judgments and we don't need to worry about that. But I feel like you deep down inside know that there is an aspect here of either that being some truth, or you not believing in your ability to be where you are in your finances or abundance at the moment. Because to me, there's still a strong personality kind of ruling over you, and who's having a lot to say about what it is you're doing when it comes to your finances. This could be a family member, this could be a boss, this could be yourself, judging yourself. A lot of you, there is a lot of judgment here in these cards for you, pile one. I feel like you are moving quite quickly through whatever it is that you're doing. I feel like there is judgment here. But you have the keys to success. You have the keys to move forward. I feel like you probably need to bring these scales into balance and decide how much you do need to do, what it is you need to do, and how can you balance what it is that's bringing you success so that it feels good to you and that you feel happy to do it and you feel happy to reap these, the success you will find and are finding in this role that you're doing. So let's bring in some oracle cards and get some more information for you. Pile 1. Okay, so I'm looking at a really big spread for you, and I've done this very differently for the other group that I've filmed already. And yours, now that I've put those cards in there, it feels like a lot of chaos. I feel like I'm in overwhelm, and that's not my energy, that is yours. Now my body's calming down now that I've said that. Thank you. So I'm looking at these two cards here, and I talked about this top card being a 9, and these are both 9s in reverse, both 9s in reverse. This is an 18, so the same as the moon card, and it's the power of purpose, and this one is the rose's kiss. And I feel that the rose's kiss comes talking about the sting in a rose. A rose looks beautiful, looks really promising, looks like it's filled with love, excitement, passion. But the rose's kiss talks about the thorn, because the thorn is the kiss that we're not always ready for, that we don't always see coming. So again, we are talking about an end of this situation for you, because whatever is promising about this abundance for you, and it feels like career and finances, there's definitely been a sting, and you weren't ready for it. You didn't know it was going to come. So it's actually been quite a bit of a surprise for you. It's really important for you because it's part of this process. The power of purpose. This is showing an arrow hitting a bullseye. At the moment, even though you're experiencing success, like I said, there is a lot of guilt here. There's something that's something for you here. But there is something that is more targeted to you that is not yet apparent in this situation. There is something better for you, and it's this guilt, this not feeling quite right. I won't call it guilt because for everyone it's not going to be guilt. This feeling of this is not being quite right, that there is a sting here for you, means that there is something that is going to come out of this situation that is even better for you, which is now I'm coming back to this 6. It's like the success will come when you understand what this situation is going to bring you. And it feels like you may then have to pay your dues, because if you've had some quick success, some fast movement in your career, there will be this reckoning, which is again this card here. So the scales of balance are coming into your career and finances. And this this card here is about surrendering and surrendering now, because the more that you move into this surrendering aspect of this and not fighting what it is that you're a bit worried about, the more you surrender, the more that you'll be taken. It's like you'll be gifted this carriage. And this card here in the traditional tarot deck is where a man, it looks like he's being carried on a horse, or he's being carried on a horse, but everybody's surrounding him. They're going with him. They're following him because his success, not that you don't have to be a male, I'm using the pronoun of the card. The success is being cheered and celebrated by everybody around this person because everybody's on board with your success. And that is the feeling that I'm getting when you start shifting and rebalancing this situation. You will overcome any obstacle, because what might happen is you might start seeing the obstacles. You might say, well, how am I going to rebalance this situation? I'm already in a good situation. How can I don't want to go down. I don't want to, go to the bottom of the pack. And it won't be that. So you have to trust that you're being told this message for a reason. There are winds of change coming for you, a fresh new energy is going to come in for you around this. And this is imagine how it could be. Imagine when you have success and everybody around you is cheering you on, when everybody is, like it's like they're cheering on their sport team because everybody knows that you are the right person for this role, that you are the person they all are looking up to because you have earned this on your merit. You are there not just for yourself, you're there to put the right thing in place. And it's like you've balanced out your emotions, you've balanced out all of these competing things in your finances, and you're imagining this situation where the water is calm and it's like there is infinite possibilities, and it's instead of seeing the obstacles, instead of seeing the shadow side of yourself in this situation, it is understanding that you actually are a wonderful person who this success is for you. Perhaps you need to rebalance the way it has come to you. They've gone around the wrong way, but it's not about breaking down. It's not about changing everything. It is about rebalancing it, and it's like this card is the center of this deck now, of this spread now. It's like everything will come to you and it will be right. And it's such a stupid word to say, pile one, but it will be balanced is a much better way of saying it. When you surrender, all the obstacles will be overcome. You don't need to figure out how to do them. All of this is happening around you and for you. And this natural hierarchy will be established in whatever this situation is. And I'm not getting massive amounts of detail around it because it's a group reading. So there's going to be different obstacles and challenges and ways this works for a lot of you. But I can see so much success coming and you're going to really enjoy it. Whereas I feel like there's been this bitter pill, there's been this sting with this abundance that's been in your life, and it feels like you've felt really guilty about it. Please let me know in the comments below what this situation is for you and if it related, pile one. Thank you for watching today. Thank you for sharing your time with me. I really appreciate it. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel if you're interested. Hope to see you again soon. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 2. This is your reading today. You picked the Spotted Dotty Rock. And these are your oracle cards, and we're going to place them to the side there for the moment, and we're going to bring in some tarot cards. So we want to find out about abundance for you. We want to understand what's happening in your life in relation to, well, we're getting some messages straight away. Okay, so we've got 2 cards that came flying out for us, and that's what I'm being told to stick with to begin with. So you have the 8 of Swords reversed and you have the King of Wands reversed. So your financial situation at the moment feels like you're very hemmed in. It feels like there's a lot of frustration. There is a lot of, it feels like you're really constrained. It feels like there's nowhere to go. It feels like you feel like you're imprisoned in a certain situation. And often when this card is reversed, it's like you're seeing your way out. But I actually don't feel that for you today, pile number 2. There is a release around this energy, but not until you realise, not until you take the blindfolds off. Because the Swords cards are all about mental activity. So it's all about, and communication. And so this card here is talking about you not keeping yourself stuck. Sorry, that's not the right way of saying it. It's more about you constraining yourself because you're only seeing certain options. That's really what they want me to tell you. You're only seeing the things that you know about, or that you are deciding that that's how you could get out of this situation. Whatever your financial situation is at the moment, it feels like you're very stuck. It feels like there's no way out. And then you have the King of Wands who's in reverse. And this is really talking about your frustration and anger. It's really about feeling like there's nowhere to go. That's the message that I'm getting here. That's how you're feeling. You feel like there's nowhere to go here. And what I'm being told is that that's your feeling. It's not necessarily the situation, but it feels that way to you. So it feels like you can't get out of it. It feels like there aren't options available to you to get out of it. So that now that we know about those things, I'm going to bring in your oracle cards first, and then we'll bring in some more tarot, I feel. But we'll see where we go from here. So pile 2, you have ears wide open and shining through. So it feels like there's going to be some messages coming to you about some ways of breaking through this situation. That's a 33. So it's a master number, and you've got 30. They're about cooperation and working with others. It feels like some fresh energy is going to come into this situation. It feels like you're going to get some news or have someone talk to you by chance about a way of moving forward with this financial situation. Like, they'll give you some information that you've never heard of before, or that you've never thought of in this circumstance that you're now working through. Oh, and I love the colours of these cards here for you. Like, with this green, you know, the currency used to be green. It definitely is not green anymore. But green is it is a colour that we associate with money. And it feels like, to me, that there's going to be a release around this. There's going to be a releasing and a letting go around your finances. I'm not even looking at the cards. Some cards that don't necessarily show up for me a lot. And they're telling me to put these cards out as well. Okay, but I'm dealing with them in a minute. So Beaver Spirit, layer, soul and foundation. And Beaver Spirit here there's a lot of green, so it's a lot of healing around your finances. And it feels like, I don't think he has a key, but it feels like he is going to open up a door for you. So Beaver Spirit is about opening up the situation, and it feels like he has a key that's going to open up the situation. Whether that's literal in the sense that there is a person coming in to open up this situation for you, or whether this news gives you the key to move forward, I'm not exactly sure. Armadillo Spirit, set healthy boundaries. Again, we've got circles around both of these, or all of these cards here in the animal spirit world, and they feel like opportunities opening up. So I'm feeling with this Armadillo Spirit, it's talking about setting healthy boundaries, but what I'm feeling with this card is about using some feng shui. So, you know, looking at and I'm someone who follows the flying stars feng shui, and I don't know a lot about it, so please don't ask me. But this is using, you know, like this has 6 gold coins on it is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing 6 gold coins, and 6 gold coins are helpful in bringing in luck energy into your house. This is a 3 again. So we talked over here about 3s. It's about collaboration. So perhaps this feels like you setting healthy boundaries in your space, but collaborating with spirit in the sense of using some assistance to start things moving, because I said that this feels like movement in your finances, and these cards have got those, it's that feeling of luck, and you want to spread that feeling of luck in your environment. If that for you is putting a sunflower, you know, smack bang in the middle of your desk, or at home where you sort your finances or your bills or whatever it is, you are in a stuck situation, so you want to bring in as much luck as you possibly can. And Armadillo Spirit really feels like it's talking to me about that, because an armadillo has a lot of armor, right? So it's very protective. It's about setting boundaries, but I feel like this is in your space. So whether it's your work desk, whether it's at home, wherever you do your financial stuff. I'm so good at talking about finances. It's like within those boundaries, set it up so that it feels lucky, successful, whether it's one of those little, cats that has the arm that moves, whatever it is that floats your boat, whatever it is to you that signifies success, financial abundance, use that symbol where you create wealth. So whether that's you do your work or whether it's where you sort your finances. So for some of you, it's going to be one or the other, or it could be both. But it's about you taking charge and doing something that contributes to that wealth, making you feel it so that you can keep moving forward. So that whatever this situation that is blocking you, whatever this energy around money and finances for you and abundance, doesn't always have to be about money, but it feels like that, that you can see yourself out of it, so you can listen to this information that comes from somewhere, that your environment supports that energy and that message too. And then the last card is watch and wait. And I feel this card is being very mentally clear, and that is great because that's what you need with the Eight of Swords. You really, really need this mental clarity when it comes to finances and abundance. And it's talking about watching and waiting, but it's talking about doing that from a really safe space and not judging that this is going to work out in a certain way. It's actually being open to different ideas, which is really what we're talking about here. And it's about giving yourself a bit of distance, putting in a bit of space between whatever this situation is, because you feel like it's overwhelming and surrounding you, and you're getting frustrated with that, which is the King of Wands. And this is allowing yourself the space to open up the situation and see what luck can bring you. See what this key brings you. For some of you, that's going to be really literal, but I'm not understanding it because it's a general reading. So we have regeneration. This is a number 46, which is a 10. So that's an ending. This is an 8. 8 is about luck and finances, wealth, creation. So regeneration, we are talking a lot about a lot of frustration that you have been going through here, but you are building and growing to something better where much more light is coming in for you, pile 2. And what seemed like a really barren situation, which is definitely the 8 of Swords here, is going to grow some fertile ground. It's going to grow something that you weren't expecting is not necessarily coming, like as in it's not a windfall, not saying that that's coming. Something unexpected is growing out of this. And that could be that you develop a better way of managing your finances because you start putting different practices in place. And this is talking about balance. So this is a great card for this reading for you, pile 2, because your finances and your abundance in your life has felt really out of balance. You've felt caged. You've felt frustrated and very passionately frustrated, which is where this, that sort of red coming from there. But this here is talking about bringing balance in. It's talking about fairness and evenness. It's talking about some new knowledge. So there's a lot of wisdom coming in with this card. I love this card, to be perfectly honest. And it's a rebalancing of your finances. And I'm feeling really calm. So while this before has felt very, very fiery, very frustrating and going around in circles in your head, there's a very calm background to this card. There's new light. It's a new day is dawning. There's this equanimity. I think that's how you say that word. It's really funny because Spirit often gives me words that I can't say. I think they think that's funny. But it's like you're bringing in equal measure. Wherever that frustration was, it's like it's a balance. It's not that you're going to totally, move into the opposite of what you've been feeling. You're going to come into balance. So that down, that frustration, that anger is going to come back up, and that top part, again, that's going to come up too. So you're going to bring in equal measure And that's going to be a really great place for you to grow and regenerate your finances, pile 2. That's all I'm seeing for you today, pile 2. A big change, a lot of watching and waiting. But there are some things for you to do, and there is some messages coming in. So keep your ears open for those new messages to help you get out of this situation that you're in where it comes to abundance in your life. Thank you for watching this video today. Please give it a big thumbs up for me. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. And please comment below and let me know what you thought of this reading. Hope to see you again in the future. Bye for now. Bye for now, pile 2. Hi, pile 3. If you chose the black tourmaline and this pile, then this is your picky card reading all about abundance. And these are your oracle cards. We're going to place them over there. You have the most oracle cards. You actually have heaps. I'm going to start with some tarot cards, and we want to understand what you need to know about abundance today. Nearly went everywhere, I felt. And that's what we're going to work with today, it feels like. Interesting cards. Okay. Alrighty. So we have the Judgment card. So this feels like you're coming to an end of a cycle. You are being reborn, rebirthed. We have Pluto energy, so lots of transformation. And it feels like you're rising from the ashes. So pile 3, if you are a deck that has had a not such great luck or success with your finances or around abundance, it feels like you're about to go through a rebirth, or you may have already started to see that. So this energy here, this Plutonic energy of the Judgment card, is really talking about a change, a dramatic change and it feels like, you know, you might have been through something where your finances were really stuck or are still feeling very stuck. You're about to go through a very dramatic change. This is a rebirth. This is, you know, I'm getting that phoenix rising from the ashes. So whatever the ashes are for you, whether that's, you know, a lot of debt, or whether that is like you've lost something due to something financial, there is a bit of loss around this because it's that death, letting go of something. You've had to let go of something in a big way when it comes to your abundance and finances. So the next cards under here, we've got the 3 of Swords, which, you know I looked at these cards, but I forget. So the 3 of Swords talks about that pain. It talks about that loss. It talks about that letting go of something. You've had to let go of something which was really valuable or felt like it was so connected to you. For a lot of you, it feels like a house. It feels like a home. So a house, home, however you want to look at that. But it's financial pain as well as heartache. So there's been a lot of heartache around this death and this rebirth. There's been a lot of sleepless nights. There's been a lot of anxiety. Really a lot of sleeplessness. I feel like this has really kept you up at night. And your mind has just been constantly going over and over things. And it's like you haven't felt like you could get away from it at night. It's like it piled up on you. Your thoughts just kept piling up and piling up so that you couldn't see your way out. It feels, you're not in a cage because you're not inside the cage. There are cards that can show that. So this is not that. But it's like you have felt suffocated by this, the weight of this. But this is what this Judgment card is talking to you about. This has been a really hard time for you, pile 3, a really hard time. And the Devil here is in the reverse too. It's talking about freedom from that. It is like you being released from these chains. The Devil card can often talk about being stuck by our own thoughts, feelings, ways of being, thought patterns, ways we behave in life, you know, and feeling like we have no power. And that's how I'm feeling for you, that you felt like you didn't have any power over this situation. So it may have been that a bank foreclosed on something or took away something, or your job, you lost your job, so then you couldn't afford the home, or the whatever it is that you have lost, whatever it is that's been taken away from you, because it won't be the same for everybody, but I do feel it's around home, house and home. But a lot of you could have also that could have been a job loss that contributed to this. So there is a lot of pain around this for you, pile 3. But you are coming to the end of that because you're realizing that this does not control you anymore, and you are ready to set yourself free. These situations and these circumstances that have controlled the situation, they're either ending, or it's like they've come to their own natural end. They have, like I said, you actually got the most cards, so I have a lot of cards coming out for you. Yes, I'm just checking where these cards need to go, because often I will get messages when I place cards next to each other, and not that I know where they're going, but when I place them, I then see relationships. So I need to make sure that Spirit is guiding me to put the cards where they need to go, and that's got to move that way, and the same with that. Okay, so the center of this spread now is about anxiety, and you have been working with so much anxiety when it comes to your finances. And it feels like if I was to sit down with you, you would be telling me a very big tale about what has happened to you. Whatever this heartache is, it is really imprisoned the part of you that feels like you're the part of you that goes out into the world and does things. Very specific message there. But the tall tale is about a big story. And the tall tale is also very similar to the devil card, because the devil in the traditional tarot, it has a male and a female, the lovers. It has them bound and shackled, but they're very loose, but the people don't see that. This card here, and sometimes it's shown as a puppet master too, and this card here is a puppet. There is a puppet here, someone is pulling the strings, and it's like there is a master and the puppet is sitting on the hat. That is how you may have felt. You may have felt that you were not the one pulling the strings, because there's a lot of heartache. And the Yang card is about you making your way in your fashion, and it feels like you haven't been able to do that. This card here, into me, I see, it feels like you haven't been able to see your way clear of it. You haven't been able to see inside because of the anxiety, because of this total rebirth that you are experiencing. For a lot of you, I know that this may be, it's like you're not in the past yet. I can't even go that far. It's like you're probably still going through this. That Spirit wants you to basically know that they are sending great love to you, that you are being supported. I know you may not feel like you are, but you are being supported, and they want you to know that, because the more that you can understand that, the more that you will actually start to feel it. Waking the Lion. This feels very linked to this Yang card, because I feel like you have been controlled and shackled, and you haven't known your way out of it. This is waking up the part of you that is going to do great things. This is waking up the part of you that is going to feel really proud and really know who you are. You are going to shake things up. This waking the lion, this is like, if you imagine a sleeping lion and someone goes and pokes it, imagine how grumpy and fiery and look out, I'm coming. And this is this Yang card, and this is the waking the lion. This is you. You are not going to be controlled and constrained anymore. You have been through, or are currently going through, a really difficult time, but you are going to come through this. you know, when we go through a cycle of crap, and that's what I talked about, a cycle, you are ending out a cycle. It's a big, big cycle. It's not a little cycle. You're ending out a massive cycle, karmic cycle of rebalancing your abundance. You have Peacock Spirit and Turkey Spirit. Give with gratitude and grace and let it shine. You are being called to step up and step out of how you have been. This is not meant to break you, this heartache, this anxiety, this feeling like you didn't have any control over this situation. It's not meant to break you. It is meant for you to come out. It's like I see you bursting out of this egg that you have been in, but you have to be flexible. The ways that you may have done things in the past are not going to work moving forward. My jaw is really, really hurting. So I feel like, you know, you're going to really be asked to step up again. Now, you probably don't want to hear that, pile 3, because you've been through so much already. But it's not going to be the same. You're not going to experience the same things. You are, part of you is being rebirthed. Part of you is being birthed. At the moment, you're in the chrysalis stage. You're in the egg. But you are about to be reborn. And the way that you're being reborn is this, you know, shake the ground kind of energy. You are going to thunder. Sorry, I'm just waking my dog up. You are going to thunder into this new way of being. It is time to go. It is time to leave this old way of being behind. You are being reborn. This is a transformation. This is not pretty. This is not easy. But it is time for you to step up and step out. I can hear thunderous, the ground. I'm not going to do it again because my dog will get frightened. But it's like I can hear the thunder. You are coming, pile 3. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so emotional. You are coming. It's like you are breaking out of this shell that you have been in. And whatever this rebirth is that's coming into your life, it is massive. You know that, you've felt it, and there is going to be such change coming for you. This is a great reading for you. I know that there is a lot of stuff you are going through around abundance and finances. It is time for it to change. You are rising from the ashes. You are a phoenix rising from the ashes, and it is time for you to find this new way of being. It is amazing. I'm loving this reading for you. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you thought of this reading in the comments below. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more readings like this one, as well as some other stuff that I'm planning on doing. Thank you so much for being here with me. I really appreciate your time and spending it with me. Hope to see you again in the future. Bye for now.